I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. Bruh, they about to kill this. Weez is okay with this? He's okay with this, bro. How the is this training? What it do? It's your boy, Dragon Ball Art 92, and I'm back with another bang reaction. Yes, today we got a good one from Unreal and Gaming, man. We back on the Omni Universal Tournament 2, man. You dig what I'm saying? And we in for a ride.
You serious?
But before we get to the content today, you guys, make sure you hit that like button so that way we can trigger YouTube algorithm. That way we can be seen by a bigger audience. Bruh. Also, if you're new here, we want to thank you for coming by and enjoying content with us today. Here at Dragon Ball Art 92, we do reaction videos. Dragon Ball everything, reaction videos. So if you're a Dragon Ball fan, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification, bruh. Now that we got all that good stuff out the way, let's get to the content.
As our story now continues, following the initial training session involving both Whis and Goku on planet Endeavor, with Goku being shown facing off against Black Frieza and Platinum Cooler, to which it was only just upon with Whis having to be shown observing from above as Goku was shown at a significant disadvantage against both Frieza and Cooler, was when Whis went on to then quickly respond, "No, dear, for he appears to be struggling, which in fact is a far greater benefit than Goku might actually assume for it to go and be, and if he goes and reaches for his ascended powers beyond his perfected Ultra Instinct too early, then he will undoubtedly go and win these exchanges between them, but will ultimately go and lose the lesson here," Whis continues, as the lesson itself is what he needs most right now, because with the 5 strongest having to also once again stand to oppose Goku during this upcoming event, Whis continues, his odds against them aren't going to be any better if he doesn't go and take this time to quickly readjust himself prior to
this boy gotta fight them again, bro. They go get on that boy helmet this time, bro, because the last time they fought, bro, Goku was getting pretty, they were beating him down, bro, no lie, right? But Goku was getting the better of them. You know what I mean? He ended up winning 3 of them fights, bro. And the last one got interrupted with Cooler and Frieza. How ironic that is, right? So if he got to fight them again, he definitely got to get his lower forms stronger, bro, so that way his higher forms can actually match whatever they bring, because they training. You know they training. They like, you're not about to beat us again, bro. Damn! Oh, this about to be good, bro.
Tournament even beginning, since my ultimate focus is to help bring Goku into a new level of mastery behind his powers, which just so happens to coincidentally include both his primal and angelic levels, Whis continues, and if he wishes to truly focus him by going beyond his current limits into having him break the barriers that bind his mortal limitations from maintaining such power for lengthy periods of time, then he will need to gradually increase his endurance tolerance whilst having to limit himself and going all out and using his strongest levels of power so quickly, as the goal here is to go and try to strengthen his latter levels of strength, which is why he must go and remain focused no matter what. I can't hold out like this, especially with the way these two are continuing to go and attack me, and so I'll need to go and hurry and create some distance here between us before they are to go. And but then it was only from out of nowhere now, with Whis' staff being shown having to quickly boomerang its way around and having to smack Goku behind the head, was when Whis went on to address Goku by responding, "There, do you..."
Bro, not Whis throwing his staff at him, bro. In the middle of a fight? Who does that? What kind of training is this, bro? It seemed more like a life or death type of training, bro. You know, but excuse me. That's the only way that Goku's going to actually get stronger at the end of the day, bro. You're going to have to go through that. You know what I mean? And Cooler and Frieza, whatever, I don't know the name of this planet that they're on, but this planet created clones of the recently deceased Cooler and Frieza.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You know, so now they giving Goku the business. But it's so funny, bro. Whis is just making it even harder for that boy. You know what I mean? But Whis is a great trainer, bro. That's the only way Goku's going to ascend, bro.
See, for it was like I had said before we had started, Goku, for you are to go and sharpen your senses and always pay attention as to what is happening all around you at all times, Goku, as I would only therefore go and encourage for you to perhaps try and take things a bit more seriously while you're down there, otherwise you will lose, Goku. To which it was only within these very moments now, with both Cooler and Frieza being shown having to knock Goku all the way out into the distance of the ocean, with Goku being left all alone, was when Cooler went on to then teleport behind Goku by then responding, "Oh, you didn't surely think that this here was going to be over just yet now, did you? Because me and my brother are only just getting started here against you." Cooler then went on to quickly respond upon now being shown having to grab Goku from behind. "Foolish Saiyan, just go and keep thinking that you are safe when you don't have the slightest idea on what we have that is waiting for you on the other side once me and my brother really start to go and put you through the meat grinder, Goku. And now that I have you firmly locked within my vices," Cooler continues, "what do you now say you go ahead and blast this little monkey while I'm able to go and keep him held in place? As I just want for you."
That was a good technique too, since it's 2-on-1. You know what I mean? To grab Goku, make sure he ain't going nowhere, and to blast him. As long as they stay on Goku's heels, he's not going to be able to respond quick enough to beat them. They're going to force him to transform, bro. That's the only way he's going to get them off of him, because Master Ultra Instinct right now obviously ain't strong enough to deal with these two. And boy, they're playing smart right now by playing that double team game.
Your rent's due, motherfucker.
You to know that it's over here, Goku. But then, it was only within these very moments now, just before Frieza's attacks were then shown having to make contact, was when Goku went on to then completely spin around by having to use Cooler as a meat shield by responding, "Well, not if I have something to say about that, Cooler, and while the two of you might be stronger than I am for the time being, this isn't over here between us, and deep down, you know that you aren't going to be able to go and beat me that easily." But then, it was only just upon with Goku now having to quickly notice as Whis' staff was making its way and having to boomerang right back towards him, was when Goku then went on to quickly continue, "Hey, wait, yes, but of course, Whis' staff can go and help provide me with just the cover that I need in order so that I can go and shake these two off of me for the time being, but I will need to go and act fast here before they are able to go and grab a hold of that before I can," Goku says. And so there we go, I got it, and now that I know that this will hold me out for a little while longer, so as long as I'm able to go and hold on to it, Goku says, then I'll have no other choice than to hurry and go and use this while I still can.
Hey, bro, I got to give Goku his props, bro. Goku is the GOAT, bro. How'd he grab Whis' staff in the middle of him being choked out, bro? He found some type of way, bro, to extend his arm and grabbed it and slap Cooler right on the top of his dome. Bing! Like, get up off me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro. Hey, give Goku his props, bro. That man's the GOAT, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially with that weighted suit on, bro. That weighted suit is insane, bro.
Since I am not in any position to go and make any sudden mistakes here, and since they don't seem to want to go and stop with Frieza aiming to fire these until he manages to somehow go and break my guard, Goku continues, so as long as I am able to go and wield Whis' staff and using it as a weapon and tool here against these two until I can finally fully focus, then I'll need to go and find a way to maintain control over his staff for just a few more minutes until it can go and buy me enough time to hurry in. But then, it was only just before Goku can register as to what had happened with Black Frieza being shown closing right in and having to be shown kicking Goku in the stomach, was when Frieza went on to then quickly address Cooler by shouting, "Oh no, you don't say, and now, Cooler, drown this monkey by sending him into the abyss below." "With pleasure," Cooler then says, "but remember our mission, as we mustn't go and let this primate go and try to get the better of us by any means, Frieza." And down into the waters below he goes. Cooler then quickly continues upon Black Frieza being shown diving into the waters below. And so now let's go and hurry and finish this before the monkey is able to go and respond to our attacks, Frieza. And so now let's hurry.
Oh, that's gonna help him, bro. I mean, all they did was throw him in the water. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what they planning. You feel me? Because they might fuse. Ooh, because we never seen that, bro. We never seen a full powered Goku fight Frieza. That was just Vegeta doing that. Oh, let's see what's going on, bro.
Hurry, with Goku responding, "Else they're going to try and drown me, which is why they continue to go and insist to try and keep me down here like this," Goku adds. And with Whis' suit having to go away so much, it's forcing me to go deeper into the depths below, and so I'll need to. But then
that makes sense. I didn't even think about that. You know what I mean? They are trying to drown him. They're trying to kill this. Man, and Whis is okay with this? What kind of training is this, bro?
it was only from within these very moments now, with Black Frieza quickly being shown having to dive his way back down into the waters below and having to now see Cooler join him in pushing Goku further into the depths below, was when Frieza went on to then quickly respond, "No, what's the matter, frivolous monkey? Don't tell me that you're struggling to emerge from these waters because of that suit that the angel has placed upon you, because don't you worry," Frieza adds, "as I can promise that this will only take but a few minutes before it all goes dark, Goku. And while this is how you will be remembered for all of your trouble, since we aren't bound to go and let you progress any further than you already have," Frieza adds, "which Cooler and I plan on going and stopping here and now. So we hope that you go and enjoy for what will bound to be taking place within the next few moments. And so you can go and consider this an eye for what you had went and did to us before, Saiyan. And then so you can go and forget about having to go and use any other method here to change the course of what is about to go and happen to you. And so you only have yourself to blame for the outcome of what is about to go and take place down here, you odious little monkey," with Cooler chiming in, "Yes, there we are, that's much better, and now that we have you exactly where we want for you to be, try not to go ahead and swallow too much water while we go and drown what's left of your miserable struggle here against us once and for all." But then, it was suddenly from the depths of the waters below, with Whis being shown having to be taken back upon suddenly noticing a massive...
Yes! Uh-oh! You know what that means, right, bro? You know what that means, boy. Primal, Ultra Instinct, Goku just stepped in the building. Now they got a problem, bro. They got a problem on their hands. Oh, man, my headphones going crazy right now. Yeah, man, they got a problem now. Now let's see what pops off. You dig?
surge of power having to emanate from below was when Whis went on to then quickly respond, "Well, that was rather fast, as I can immediately notice that with Goku feeling the way he did, he had no other choice but to then ascend by using the next stage of his power just to simply go and survive down there. And as I can't help but now begin to wonder on where this battle will go from here," Whis questions, and especially now that it looks like Goku is beginning to take things to a whole different level against the two of them.
Bro, that music is fire. So intense, bro. Like, real talk, bro. It makes the transformation even better, bruh.
But while he must go and continue to focus on maintaining this level of intensity throughout this entire duration, our goal is to not only go and strengthen Goku's primal variant by allowing for it to nearly be impossible for someone to defeat, but unless he were to go and find himself against a far stronger enemy than the current power he wields and being able to go and contest directly against it, then it is only at that moment where Goku is to go and use his angelic form, but only if he truly needs it, which is why he must go and remain within his primal stage unless he deems it to be an absolute requirement. It's a real shame that things didn't turn out to be far different than how they were when you and your brother came to attack our planet the way you did, but you and your kind will never learn, Goku adds, no matter how many chances you are given to change, Frieza. And since I now know that with this planet having to go and use the memories of my past here against me and allowing for me to face you and your brother the way I am right now, I just want for you to understand that from this moment onwards, you will not be walking through me like that, no matter what it is that either one of you go and try to use to stop me, because it won't work. Why, you arrogant little chimp, you are going to regret it having to go and mock me and my brother, and you will go and pay for it with your life, God monkey. And just who do you think you are for you to go and assume that we are just scared of this so-called primal power of yours, monkey? Because I have news for you, we're not. And so now, Cooler, let's go and tear him apart while I'm able to go and hold him. And it's foolish for either one of you to even want to go and try to take me on as I already am, Goku went on to then add, especially when having to remember on how this went for the two of you the last time that we battled. However, Goku adds, unlike before, I am far stronger now than how I was upon our first encounter, and so you don't have a chance, and let this go and be further evidence as to why.
That boy gets cocky when he know he's winning the fight, bro. But that's that ghost stuff, bro. Like, you already know I won. I got this. I got this in the bag, bro. Sometimes you gotta have that attitude, bro, in order to actually defeat warriors. You know what I mean? To go through with it, to flow through with it. You feel me? Follow through with the shot. You dig what I'm saying? So, man, I give Goku his props on this, bro. Let's get back to it.
Yeah. To which, of course, within these very moments, as Goku is then shown quickly elbowing both Cooler and Frieza before having to be shown elbowing them right back down into the ocean below, was when Whis went on to then quickly add, good, and now there's the focus that I had wanted to go and see from him, as I had only expected for such a response from him if he wasn't already doomed from the moment that they drove Goku down into the depths of the waters below. And since he appears to be completely focused and seemingly ready to go and continue with his training, Whis continues upon having to attempt to once again throw his staff down, with Goku now being shown having to counter it. And it's good to see that he hasn't forgotten about the lessons that I instilled upon him before, as I was beginning to go and question on when it would finally go and come back to him, which I in fact am actually very happy to now see. And while I must go and admit that I do rather feel quite proud in seeing as to how far Goku has gotten in polishing this primal ultra instinct of his, I can say with absolute confidence that not only is Goku now far stronger than either one of these illusions that Planet Endeavor has created, but with his test only now having to continue to intensify that much more as this goes on. And I am rather curious to see as to how Goku will respond to what Planet Endeavor is about to go and throw right back towards him, and that is simply because he mustn't go and climb any higher lest he deems for the power to be absolutely necessary. But let's just see. To which it was only just upon with Primal Ultra Instinct Goku being shown having to now avoid several energy blasts coming down from below before having to be shown completely deflecting one, was when Goku then went on to quickly respond. Now, while I knew that you would go and try to respond, I didn't think that you would actually go and do so in a very cowardly fashion. But then again, Goku continues, and I should have already known that much by now when having to deal with the two of you. And so trying to go and blindside me into thinking that you can go and use the darkness of the waters below to shield your attack from having me go and see it isn't going to help you, Goku adds. And so you can hurry it up and come on out now, because I know on exactly what it was that the two of you had went and just did, and so you might as well go and reveal yourself, as the entity now began to emerge from the depths below by having to then respond, well, so you're just as cunning as I had remembered you and having to be after Vegeta had brought you back on Earth to go and help him with his—
I knew it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I knew it, bruh. Yep, I called it. Frieza. Ooh. Goku about to put hands on that boy, bro.
And his chin served on a platter for that.
Especially since Goku's stronger than he was last time they faced. And remember, Frieza was a little bit weaker than Budo. And Goku put hands on Budo. You dig what I'm saying? Well, not just destroyed, bro, but he knocked him out of the ring with his new blast, that dragon cannon. You dig what I'm saying? Let's get back to it, though.
his troubles down there against me, and yet despite all of this, the entity continues. I can carefully see on how you are watching to try to understand the scale of what lies directly right in front of you, and so just think about it, you brainless ape, because imagine what I would have went and done if we hadn't separated the way we did, for we would have went and had torn right through Vegeta, and soon after Frieza then suddenly went on to then continue, we would have went and had torn right through you, son Goku. And so while you were lucky enough to have went and managed to go and pull yourself out of the depths below and having to drown, Frieza continues, what will follow from this moment onwards will be nothing short of your demise, monkey. And so go ahead and think what you want, because in the end, the only thing that matters will be your inevitable destruction, you worthless little primates. With Goku responding, I've trained on this world before, and so I know exactly as to what you are, so you don't scare me one bit whether the two of you have decided to go and merge down there or not, which is simply because the outcome is going to wind up in having to be the same either way, Goku continues. And while Vegeta had never intended on going and bringing me to Earth to go and battle against you, since I was already battling against the top 5 strongest warriors in the entire multiverse before joining Vegeta in breaking you down, Goku adds, understand that while you may assume to hold some kind of an advantage here, in reality, it's sad to say that you don't and you never will, Frieza. Frieza, with Frieza responding, "Oh, don't act so noble here, Saiyan, because you know as well as I do that Vegeta hates that he had to go and rely on you to go and beat us, and he'll hate it even more once he goes and realizes what happened to you here after you face me," Frieza continues. "And so now go and assume that fighting stance of yours and do the thing that you always go and tend to do, and that is to go and simply convince yourself that you'll actually be getting through me here, because now that you're all alone, I am going to go and tear you apart for what you did to me."
Leave a comment in the comment section on who you think go win this fight. We already know who go win, but like seriously, in a fight, if them two actually had to duke it out, you know what I'm saying, one-on-one, who you think will win? The Fusion or Goku? Primal Ultra Instinct Goku. Leave a comment.
You're as delusional as ever if you think that I'm going to actually go and fall for your mind games here, Primal Ultra Instinct Goku then went on to quickly respond. But if you still think that I'll be as easy to go and push around as I was in my lower state, then why don't you come and try your luck while I happily go and demonstrate the difference between your power and my own, and don't assume that this suit will go and be slowing me down here either, because I'm just getting started here, Frieza, and so now bring it. To which, as Frieza was then shown and having to do, was when Frieza went on to then quickly respond, "No, you want me to go and bring it now, do you? Well, alright, Saiyan Monkey, but know this, that I am yet to go and reach my full potential, as you may already vividly remember, and so try not to go and die on me too early before I go and get a chance to go and use it against you, Saiyan." As Whis went on to then carefully observe from above by responding, "Steady focus down there, Goku, as your endurance will now be tested, and so you mustn't relinquish your control lest you warrant in having to be defeated," Whis says. And while I still go and urge for him to only use his angelic power against enemies who do call for such a level to be drawn out and used on the surface, Whis adds, and I assume that he wouldn't even need to go that far, especially when considering on how strong Goku's Primal Ultra Instinct level already is, even when compared to when they previously had battled on Earth before, to which it was only within this time when going back on the Supreme Kai homeworld, it was only to our sudden surprise with Goten and Trunks being shown having to wear Kaioshin outfits and now being shown sitting directly in front of
Goten and Trunks getting that Gohan treatment from the Elder Kai. Oh man, their power go be insane. If y'all was if y'all been keeping up with Unreal Gaming's storyline here, y'all know that Goten and Trunks had reached Super Saiyan God. Goku and Vegeta trained them and got them to Super Saiyan God, and they want to be a part of the tournament, so they're constantly they're pursuing their training even further. So now they went to the Elder Kai and Piccolo for help. Let's get back to it, bro.
The Elder Kai was when Trunks went on to then quickly respond, "No, Goten, this is driving me crazy. We've been sitting here for several hours now and nothing's really happened because, well, he's just, well, the old Kai is just sitting there and he's not doing anything. I mean, just look at him. I mean, I don't sense you in having to be any stronger than you were just a few hours ago, and so am I the only one?" Trunks questions, "because I don't feel anything different about myself here either, and so what do you say?" With Goten responding, "Yeah, well, I did remember Gohan having to tell me that the old Kai did take a very long time in drawing out Gohan's full power out and onto the surface, but, well, I just didn't think that he'd have us just sitting here doing nothing all day like this, and so I don't know what to tell you here, but no, I don't really feel myself in having to be any stronger, but I don't sense in you having to be either, and so from the looks of it, we've got to either go and wake him up or maybe speak out so he can hear us, because how did he just go and fall asleep like this?" Goten questions, with Trunks responding, "Yeah, well, I'm about to go and wake him up because for all of these hours that we've spent just having to go and sit here," Trunks says, "we could have been out training and getting stronger, but instead we're out here looking after the elderly, Goten, and so I just say we go and burst the old man's bubble and just what are the two of you doing?" Piccolo then suddenly went on to then scare Goten and Trunks by shouting, "Stop whispering to each other as if I can't go in here."
That's so funny, bro. That snot bubble when the old Kai sleeps, bro. That's how you know he sleep. Last time when he was doing it with Gohan woke him up. He was like, "I ain't sleep." Oh, so hilarious, bro. But Piccolo ain't playing with them, bro. It was just like when he was training them to fuse, bro. So you know it's about to get real. You know, Piccolo is one of the best trainers, bro. You know what I mean? If you disagree, you just don't understand training. Bruh. Let's go.
You because maybe you didn't happen to notice, but my ears can go and hear a lot of things, and that includes your whining and complaining. And And so now quit fidgeting around and sit still and pay attention. With the Supreme Kai then having to respond, well, they definitely do take up after their fathers, alright, but why exactly is it that they suddenly so urgently are looking for the Elder Kai to go and awaken their full potential here, Piccolo? For is there a reason for such a visit? Because I'm sure that it couldn't happen to involve anything too serious here after all, and especially not with their fathers having to go and still be around alongside with some of the others like Gohan and Broly. And so why the request? With Piccolo responding, well, let's just say that it's for the better, especially if these two end up finding themselves in a situation that they shouldn't even be in to begin with. But nevertheless, there is something that I'm going to go and let you in on that just so happens to be the very reason as to why we went and came here, Piccolo says. And with their fathers having to therefore open their eyes after their battle with Frieza and Cooler along with their fusion, Piccolo continues, and I think that the boys have finally come to fully understand the importance behind why you should always be at your very best, even when you shouldn't be, because not only can anything go and happen at any given moment, but if it does happen and they aren't ready, then they already know on exactly what that'll cost them, Piccolo adds. And now that they both appear to see the bigger picture along with coming to see on how far their fathers have went and made it, Piccolo continues, since they have already dragged me this far already, I intend on going and teaching them the hard way just like I did with Gohan, and I don't expect anything less than their absolute best from them, otherwise they are doomed. And so now here's the real reason as to why we all came here, Piccolo says, to which it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball...
That's the end of the video. Hey, bro, it's getting super exciting, bro. So if them two end up fighting in the tournament, they gonna be prepared. You know what I mean? Especially doing that. And you know, Goku and Vegeta they're not expecting them to go this far with their training. So it's gonna be a good encounter once they come back to Earth and see how Goten and Trunks is doing. But that's it for the video today, you guys. I want to thank y'all for coming through and checking me out today. It's a beautiful day. Make sure you go out there and get some sun. You dig? Man, y'all already know the slogan though, man. Believe in yourself. Because ain't nobody else gonna do it, bruh. Dragon Ball Art 92. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for.